On Action Network, page and email wrappers let you add your own branding to emails and action pages. Email and page wrappers are features reserved for our partners. So if you're interested in using wrappers or any of our other partner features, please visit actionnetwork.org/partnerships to learn more. We'll go over both email and page wrappers in this video tutorial. Let's start with email wrappers. To create your email wrapper, go to the Start Organizing menu and click Email Wrappers. Next, select from this drop-down menu which list that you're working on. For wrappers, you can either do your personal email list or any of the groups that you're an administrator for. Now, you'll see a list of your email wrappers. You'll notice that there's already a built-in email wrapper here. This is the default wrapper that we automatically apply to your emails if you don't already have another wrapper created. Let's preview it here. As you can see, it's a plain header and then your content, a line, and then some text about Action Network in the footer. Now, let's create a new email wrapper. We'll start by clicking the blue Add New Wrapper button. Now, there are two ways to create an email wrapper in Action Network. You can auto-generate a wrapper, or you can code it yourself. If you want to code the wrapper yourself, you can do that here. This section is for your wrapper header, and your footer goes down here. Note that right here, below your footer, is an unsubscribe link, so you don't need to include that in your code. If you already have a wrapper in another email program, you might be able to just copy and paste that into the header and footer areas. With a few minor adjustments, you may be good to go. But if you're not a coder or don't have one on your team, you can use our auto-generate wrapper tool to still add branding to your emails, but with a little bit less complexity. To do this, we'll go up to the auto-generate wrapper banner and click. Then select a logo image from your computer that's no wider than 400 pixels. Then click the blue button to build the wrapper. Then click the blue button to build the wrapper. You'll get a pop-up box that says this will overwrite any custom HTML that you've made to your wrapper. If that's okay with you, click OK. Now you have a new wrapper. You can edit it further in the code if you'd like, but as you can see, this changed the name to auto-generated wrapper. But if you'd like it to have a different name, you can do that by just clicking in the name box and typing something in. We'll call this the video tutorial wrapper. This is for internal use only, and the public won't be able to see it. If you'd like, you can also add a from suffix to your sender title, like the name of your organization or campaign. Or you can leave this box blank if you don't want a suffix attached to your name automatically. Now, you should always test your email wrappers before using them, and you should test them on multiple email clients and platforms. We'll go ahead and save and send a test to me to see what it looks like in Gmail. You can see that it centered our logo at the top of the page, and it makes a great banner image. In the footer, we no longer have as much content about Action Network. Instead, you'll just see that the email was sent via Action Network and a link to change your email preferences. Let's go back to our Edit Email Wrapper and click Save. Now let's take a look at how to apply a wrapper to your email. Looking at this list, you'll see there's a check next to the default on the built-in wrapper. But on the wrapper we just made, the video tutorial wrapper, you'll see it has this blue Make Default button. Click that, and this new wrapper will be the default wrapper on all your emails. You can have multiple email wrappers for your group, like one for each of the different campaigns you run, but one needs to be your default. So we'll see how to move between wrappers in just a second without changing the default every time. Whenever you create an email, you can change the wrapper there. Let's go ahead and look at that now. We'll go to our Group Manage page and click to create a sponsored action for a new email. You'll put your actual email in here, and on the next screen, you'll choose the targeting. But for our purposes here, though, let's skip the writing of the email and the targeting and go right to the preview. Here at the top, you'll see that there's an option to select an email wrapper. The option that automatically appears is the one we just created, the video tutorial wrapper that we set as the default. To change which wrapper you're using, just click the drop-down menu and select one of your other wrappers. Then click to save the draft. So that's email wrappers. Now for the second part of our tutorial, let's talk about page wrappers. We'll go to the Start Organizing menu and click Page Wrappers. Then you can either select your personal list or any of the groups you manage. When you create any Action on Action Network, we'll create an action page for it, where people can sign your petition, donate to your fundraiser, RSVP to your events, or whatever you're asking them to do. In many cases, you'll want to embed that action on your website, so people are going to your own domain to take action, and they won't actually see the Action Network page at all. But what if you don't have a website for your organization or campaign yet? Or if you want to make sure people know it's your page if they happen to come across it. That's what page wrappers are for, so that you can add your own branding to an Action Network page. The URL will still be theactionnetwork.org, but it will have your own logo and colors on it. Creating a page wrapper is very similar to how we just created the email wrapper. As you can see, we have a list of all of our current page wrappers. To create a new one, click the blue button to add a new wrapper. Like email wrappers, you have two options. You can either create your own header and footer with the code here, or you can auto-generate a page wrapper. If you or someone else on your team can code, coding may be a great option for you. But for now, let's use the auto-generator to create a page wrapper. Select the logo from your computer. Then choose a header color for the top and an accent color for things like links. You can browse through the colors or type in the hex color code. When you've selected your colors, click this blue button to build the wrapper. We'll go ahead and click OK. Let's go ahead and give our page wrapper a name. Like emails, it will give the auto-generated wrapper the default name, but we'll change it to Video Tutorial Wrapper. Then you can go in and add your own coding. When you're done, click Save. This takes us back to our list of page wrappers. You'll see the one we just made here, and like before, you'll see the blue button to make it default. Let's click the green button to preview. As you can see, the logo that we uploaded is centered, and the banner color at the top is the first color that we picked. The accent color, where it says add your name, 53 signatures collected, and another link, is in the accent color that we selected second. Up at the top, you'll see this drop-down menu where it says Preview and Action Type. Here, you can select any action so you can see how this branding would look across all of your pages. Back on the Page Wrappers Manage page, you can change the default wrapper just like we did with email. Just click the blue Make Default button on whichever wrapper you want to be your default. Like email wrappers, you can have multiple page wrappers, but you still need to choose which one is your default. But don't worry, you'll be able to switch between wrappers when creating actions. Let's take a look at how to do that. We'll go back to our Group Manage page and click to create a sponsored action. We'll do a petition. I'll quickly fill in the title, the description, and the target. You'll see this page wrapper drop-down menu Our default is here now, the video tutorial page wrapper, but you can just click the drop-down menu and switch to whichever wrapper you'd like. If you have any further questions about page or email wrappers or any of our other features, please visit help.actionnetwork.org. And if you're interested in becoming an Action Network partner so that you can gain access to this and other features, check out actionnetwork.org/partnership.